Yeah.
He's very condescending, you know. He said, well, how are you doing, Dad? And I said, I'm doing great. I was voted the sharpest person in my Alzheimer's group. they, you know, they're not jokers. After a while, they realized that I was the
You're fine.
You know, well, I'm not fine. I think I'm fine. They don't. So.
So Milt, tell us a little bit about the Apollo that you designed and when
Okay.
you designed it and what the theory behind it was.
This car.
Or the Apollo in general.
Oh, that's.
It's a long story.
Let's talk about this car.
Okay.
So we delivered about 10 cars and had several dealers. And we got feedback from the dealers and the public because in the early 60s, it was 0 to 60 stoplight acceleration. And with the aluminum engine, it didn't do a burnout at the stoplight. So, and also we had drum brakes. Mm-hmm. And the dealers told us you got to have disc brakes and a more powerful engine. So we contacted through Bill Mitchell, who I'd met when he was in San Francisco and drove an Apollo and thought it was great. Mm-hmm. And Bill Mitchell was the chief designer. So he said, if you ever need any help, call us. So we phoned him and said, we want to use the Chevy engine. So Chevy, he put us in touch with Chevy, and they said, yeah, we'll sell you engines OEM, but you put one in the car and we'll send a couple engineers out to check you out. So we took, this was the prototype for the Corvette engine. So we put the engine in the chassis and everything. We had to modify the pan to clear the steering rod. And the clutch hookup was difficult, you know. And so we got the engine in, and a couple Chevy engineers flew out and said, yeah, you guys seem to know what you're doing. And just then, Buick came out with the 5-liter cast iron engine, which had 250 horsepower, but the torque was the same as the Corvette, the low-end torque. Yeah. So it just dropped in.
Yeah, yeah.
So what we switched to the Buick engine, and we sold this car partially assembled to a local person.
In Santa Rosa?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Somewhere, I mean, it may have...
Tercios bought it in Santa Rosa.
Oh, yeah, probably not the original owner.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, who knows?
But anyway, so we sold it with this, partially assembled. Mm-hmm. Because we just, wanted to get rid, we needed the money and we wanted to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So that's how this car came about. And then Bob, 40 years ago, so Bob Tercios had the silver car,
yeah, I remember that.
black car.
Yeah.
And he found this and bought it. Mm-hmm. And I went over to look at it. It had Cobra style 427 Cobra Lakes pipes on it.
Yeah.
He took me for a ride. It accelerated like a 427 Cobra. He said it had 500 souped up engine. It was the fastest Apollo. And what he used to do is do the Cobra trick. He handed me a $20 bill and accelerated. He said, Milt, if you can put it up on the sun visor while I'm accelerating, you can keep the $20. So that's the last time I rode in this car.
Which was like 1975.
Yeah, at least 40. Yeah, about 75.
Yeah, yeah.
So
and then it was in the movie in 75 or 76.
The second Love Bug.
Yeah, with Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo.
And he rented it to them. It wasn't featured like in the first Love Bug, but he got paid $5,000 for the car sitting around.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
And they filmed it at Laguna Seca.
Yeah, we have pictures.
Yeah. So this is one of the more unique Apollos, and also we did not put those valve covers on.
Okay.
But they look like they're from the air. That air cleaner is too modern. That's a street rod air cleaner. Mm-hmm. The circular round one that's in pictures of in the magazine, and also I'll bring one of the articles from the 50th anniversary of Concours Italiano. You can put that in the car.
Oh, he'll like it, yeah. he'll
Yeah,
like that.
no, that he has.
Jill's buying it because he wants unique cars, and he likes American engines and Italian bodies. I mean, it couldn't be a better fit for
Well,
him.
there's not that many.
No.
So, look, about the car, these are not the original wheels. The originals were Baranis.
Yep.
And so,
See, somebody's put these are deeper in the back.
yeah,
They have a wider rear stand.
yeah. Anyway, that was very typical because the original wheels were 400 millimeters, 15.5 inches.
Yeah.
And for many years, there was no tires available.
Yeah, yeah. And also they were much thinner tires, they're much narrower.
Yeah, so, oh, and then also, the seats have been modified, the bolsters on the side,
Yeah.
these came down to here. These have been reupholstered.
Okay.
It used to come down here,
Yeah.
and there was only 4 pleats. This is a hot rod type pleat.
Okay.
Those look like the original carpets,
Mhm.
okay?
And the dash?
The dash is about 95% stock. Those are the wrong knobs, but they're available, and those switches are not original, and the steering wheel's not original.
Really? It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
wood wheel with
Yeah, I
an
know, but
Apollo
it
thing.
isn't the original wheel.
Oh.
The original wheel was Nardi type with the oblong holes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it looks similar, but it's not the original.
okay.
The door panels have been pleated. These
Yeah,
are-
I saw the pleated door panels. These are the original hardware. though.
Yeah, that's the original hardware.
Mhm.
But that would be easy to change.
Did it always have the engine turned sill
Yes,
plate? It always
yeah.
had that, so that's
Yeah, very few of the cars that survive have the original plate,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Yeah, the car's super straight.
And,
I believe you had trouble with the clutch actuation because it's super stiff in this.
yeah, well, that was one of the, yeah, because
You really have to push it.
yeah, we hooked that up, we didn't know, when we put the Buick engine in, the ratio, everything worked.
Mhm.
Yeah, the clutch, I remember,
Stiff.
stiff.
Yeah, when you drive it, just
And dealers, and there's no pads on
the pedals.
those are stock Buick pads. So yeah, that's another reason why when the Buick came, it just dropped right in.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So it would make sense to use the Buick.
Buick,
But I love the way the thing, everything fits nice.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, the fit here is good.
And these are Ferrari 250 taillight lenses, huh? These are off a
Turn
250.
sideways.
250 PF coupe.
No, these are not Ferrari. These are both.
No, those are the same as this one, I think, aren't they? We have a PF coupe right there.
Well, the ones we used had were amber.
Right, the lenses are different.
These are the Italian.
Yeah.
Well, we ran out of those.
Okay.
Chrysler ran out of those. And so he used the Volkswagen Squareback,
Oh,
which is the exact same base.
Uh-huh.
So they look the same, but they're Volkswagen.
Okay. Would be easier for
So anyway, yeah, the body, look at the cut line. You know.
Yeah, it's a nice straight car.
Well, the bodies vary. Remember, they were handmade.
Yeah.
Some of them, the gap here was bad. Okay? Well, this one happens to be good.
Yeah, just by luck.
You know, the guys were wasn't done on a Monday or Friday
Yeah.
or after lunch when they had a lot of wine. So, and also most of the Apollos don't have this chrome trim. The emblem is correct. It's a reproduction, but it's, you know, exactly like the original. And we had these as original. You know, these were the original style in the right place. So it would be easy to, you know, to detail the engine, redo the seats.
Yeah.
And and this wasn't painted. This was painted black here.
Okay. Yeah, you can see where it used to be.
Yeah,
Some of the-
you know, that would clean up the under hood look. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you, Milt, and I hope you have fun at the show with it.
Oh, this has the drum brakes. See, this was the last one that's why we sold it to somebody. You know,
So these are Buick drums?
yeah. See, it doesn't have the disc brakes.
Yeah.
And they were adequate for the aluminum engine. The car wasn't that fast.
Yeah. And when you put disc brakes on them, what kind of disc brakes did you
They
use?
were off an Avanti.
On a Avanti?
Yeah, because the Avanti used Dunlop, Bendix license, Dunlop licensed Bendix to make the EJ brakes.
Okay.
They're the same, and
Were they bolt on here?
with some modification. Well, the spindles were heavily modified.
Mm-hmm.
If he wants to convert, I happen to have 2 of the modified spindles.
Wow,
I
okay.
would sell him.
All right, great.
And it should have disc brakes. I mean,
Yeah, it's not better for sure.
because of the performance of this car.
Yeah, the pedal's high, but you know, I mean, it's a big.
So does it go?
It goes pretty good, yeah. It takes a little bit of warming up and then it seems to go.
Well, I don't think Bob changed the engine.
No, there's notes in this little thing that he said at about 39,000 miles he put FI heads. Although these heads, when you look at the bumps on the front of them, which indicate what they were off of, are a 340 engine, I think. But he said he put FI heads on it and he put a crane cam in it and 11.5 to 1 piston.
Well, maybe I wrote in it after. It was fast.
Yeah.
And the acceleration was fast.
Yeah.
And so, also, if the owner, there's no more of these